Hi, my name is Dhruv Tripathi. Today we're going to discuss about the key trend spotting challenges. Why in today's world trend spotting has become very much difficult. Why we are even after having so many information present we are not able to find the accurate trend information. What is the fuzzy information? Why we cannot avoid those complexity that is actually coming up through the a lot of data that we are actually on daily basis we are actually collecting those data. Then how we can come up with these challenges. So let's first discuss about what is the fuzzy information in trend spotting. So in today's world, when we talk about in 2024, we have so many information. We have developed so many tools to collect the information, the data, the consumer buying behavior, the consumer lifestyle related information. A lot of information we are able to collect very accurately. We are now having Google Map, we are having the constant information process that we are actually collecting through different channels, through social media, through the uh, artificial intelligence based tools that we have developed to collect the consumers related information. Apart from that, these days wherever you go, people have a lot of data, but still the problems remains the same. Even the things have become very much complex. The reason is that the more the data you have, the more the complexity. The one data that suggests that okay, this is the very strong trend, but at the same time there is another data that is actually contradicting, that is opposing the data that is suggesting about the particular trend that is emerging is not going to be accurate. So how you can come across with this issue? This is a very much difficult task these days. And the smaller data, smaller changes, the micro trends that are actually emerging locally, they are actually very small, they are at local level, and we do not know how far this particular trend is going to impact the consumer in next 2 or 3 years. So basically when we decide to start our business or to invest on some new uh, projects, we actually need to have the confirmation that this particular trend is going to be reliable. These trends are going to exist for the next 2 to 3 years so that our business could get benefited from those emerging trends. But sometimes what happens, whatever we have uh, found, they are not that much accurate and we get through the loss. We are not finding those information that we have collected became accurate. So why this is happening? What is the biggest reason this is happening? So one of the biggest reason is that most of the forecasting tools, forecasting methodologies, they are quite only two-dimensional ways. They are quite linear. When I call a linear trend analysis, they are actually based on some kind of logical thinking, a very rational based thinking that this is the data and this is going to happen. So with the data, that the biggest challenge are like most of the data that we collect, the data have issue. They are actually either uh, from now or they are just 1 or 2 months old, and we think that this particular trend is going to last long. So basically all the data that we have, they are not presenting the real picture of the consumer's buying behavior. They are actually just predicting the current condition or little bit about the past condition of the consumers. But what exactly will be the future of this particular trend? They are not able to predict. So how we can solve this trend spotting delusions, or you can say like trend forecasting delusion? So there are so many things, so many ways that you could solve the issue. One of the way is to have your trend analysis moving from two-dimensional analysis to the four-dimensional analysis. We should not rely only on one or two ways, like the scientific analysis or the social behavior based on analysis. Rather than, we should move forward and get through the consumer's emotion based analysis or emotional quotient, and then consumers spiritual or individual based daily analysis. So we need to have our two dimensional forecasting moved to the four dimensional forecasting. Then we need to create our own trend mapping process so that we could collect those information and could combine it together, so that at the end, whenever we look into those information, we have more accuracy rather than just having one or two dimension analysis. Like we have the data of the consumer buying behavior, then we are thinking that this particular trend is going to be very much possibly existing after 2 years or 3 years. So when we map those trends on the consumer's emotional level, or when we try to filter it out based on the consumer's emotion or consumer sentiment filtering, you can also call it sentiment filtering of the information that we're actually getting through. Is this particular trend is actually influencing consumer sentiment or not? So this particular challenge will actually be solved through one of the way, through the four-dimensional trend forecasting methodology. And then we also need to have our scenario planning. Scenario planning is a way through which you can map the trend for the future scenario development. So whenever you got the particular trend, your next approach should be to map for the next future scenario, like what will be the trend direction after 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, based on your organizational requirement of particular product that you are going to invest. So when you plan the scenario planning, you need to observe the change for the next 2 years minimum, and try to find two kind of scenario. The first one is the idealistic scenario, very realistic scenario that you could actually think of in a very competitive market. For example, your competitors are having that kind of product, or you should actually change the product based on the current emerging scenario. Or you could have one of the very much radical kind of product development based on the current trend. So basically you are coming up with a new innovative idea that this product is going to make a very big success, and these products are not currently available in the market. So you are presenting a new product that is currently not available in the market through your radical scenario planning. So in short, we need to come up with two kind of scenario planning. One is realistic scenario planning, and then another one is the radical scenario planning. Thank you.